Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? My name is Michael Dixon, radio broadcaster of the Lincoln Saltdogs, joined by the man himself, President General Manager Charlie Meyer. Unfortunate circumstances, of course, as to why we are live after the announcement that the Saltdogs will cancel the 2020 season that was coming back on Friday, but figured we'd go ahead and get out here and try and answer any and all questions that you all may have, and just give some transparency to the decision-making process and everything. So, Charlie, can you hear us?
Yep.
All right.
Good afternoon, Michael. How are you?
I'm not doing too poorly. Obviously, it's weird and uncomfortable for everybody, but 2020 is 2020, and the reality is that the Saltdogs won't be on the field this year. And I suppose you could open things up with a statement coming straight from the top.
Well, last Friday was a tough day, and as well as a very disappointing one. The harsh reality of the Lincoln Saltdogs not being able to play professional baseball here at Haymarket Park in 2020 became a reality, and there were so many moving parts and lots of information that was processed within the league and our partners over the last 3 months. There's so many factors, and fortunately or unfortunately, there's going to be lots of learning will be taking place here with this pandemic and our operations currently, as well as our operations in the future here at Haymarket Park. So it's bittersweet, but we need to pick up the pieces and move forward and look forward to 2021.
Can you take us through some of the decisions that you had to make and that others around the league had to make with regards to the 2020 season, whether or not there was going to be baseball or not?
Sure. The conference calls started shortly after the NBA canceled their season or postponed their season. So we were talking on a daily or as much as a weekly basis with various owners and GMs around the league. When we got down to this, basically trying to figure out whether we could have a season in May, none of the cities were even open to do business. As we've moved further down the throughout May, all of a sudden, due to the various restrictions, 9 of the 12 teams still have restrictions and are unable to play. And all of a sudden, 3 teams surfaced, meaning Fargo, Sioux Falls, and Milwaukee, as far as them being able to have large gatherings or actually play baseball. So then it became kind of a decision on geography with teams that were close to those markets to try to limit expenses and that type of thing, and limiting travel. The other side of it is, moving your front office operation and baseball operations into those markets. And that there's some sense that some of these teams think they will open up and be able to play. But from our standpoint, after consulting with healthcare experts and with lots of large events here in Lincoln already being canceled this summer, we felt it was in the best interest of our fans, our players, and for the community to be overly safe. And we felt it was too early to try to maybe even have crowds come back out to Haymarket Park. And so we came to that decision that we probably wouldn't be able to play in one of the pods. Obviously, there was all kinds of decisions that needed to be made with staffing, our game day staff, all the interns we'd hired for this summer, the food and beverage operations, talking to our marketing partner, trying to figure out a marketing plan on what this was going to look like with a shortened season. And then obviously, probably the most important people to be in touch with were the coaches and players, trying to keep them in the loop as far as what was happening. And now tomorrow there'll be a supplemental draft, and some of the Saltdog players on our roster could get picked up by these 6 teams that are operating anyway.
You mentioned it. Things were normal up until mid-March, and the snap of a finger, everything changed. You've been with this organization since day one. How surreal and tough have the last 2-3 months been for you as an individual?
Well, they've been challenging. There's been many difficult decisions that needed to be made here for the first time in 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic's basically it's rocked the sports world, and it's affected so many lives around the world, but also in Lincoln and in my front office and the people I've worked with for a long time. Our organization's going to look different once we start gearing up for the 2021 season. Unfortunately, COVID-19 isn't going to go away, so we're going to be needing to do a lot of learning over the next 6 to 12 months to get ready to celebrate our 20th season of baseball in 2021. So, it's I'm a very positive person, but this has been one that's really challenged me in trying to stay positive. And I know we're very disappointed that we couldn't play in 2020, but I just continue to ask fans and supporters to stick with us, stay positive, and look forward to baseball coming back to Haymarket Park in 2021.
Obviously, it's all about the community, all about the fans. We've got Marcus tuning in. He's got a question. We know that this was supposed to be the 20th season of Saltdogs baseball. Next year will now be the 20th season of Saltdogs baseball. We're just going to transition those celebrations. But Marcus asks, will there be special commemorative baseballs the Dogs will be using to commemorate their season next year?
Yeah, we'll come up with something as far as the creative minds here in the front office. We'll come up with something fun and have a catchy giveaway with the 2021 season. We've had baseballs each and every year of the following 19 years. We've had a baseball giveaway. We'll have one next year as well.
Well, thanks for the question, Marcus. And if you guys are watching, have any questions as well, drop those in the comment section, and we'll try to answer them on the air. Another question from me, Charlie. This is something that a lot of people are asking about league-wide, but from a Saltdogs perspective, what can 2020 ticket holders do about the canceled season with those tickets?
Sure. I mean, one good thing is we hadn't went live with single game ticket sales just because of what happened in March, and we kind of held off instead of doing that on the first part of May like we've done each and every other year. But the season ticket holder fans, as well as flex plans and half season, quarter season ticket holders can contact us, or we'll be in contact with them. They'll really kind of have two options. They can roll their payments forward to the 2021 season, or in some cases, if somebody wants a refund, we'll process refunds for their 2020 ticket packages. That'll be the plan.
And Jason says, I assume if we prepaid for Kids Club, that'll be good in 2021. You basically just said exactly that, correct?
Absolutely. Yep. Kids Club, all the various packages that we have sold, vouchers, et cetera, flex plans, that type of thing, all would be rolled forward to 2021.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the comment, Jason. Thanks for the answer, Charlie. And moving forward as well, how much or how different will the fan experience be at Haymarket Park in 2021? I know we've all talked about what post-pandemic life might look like, but what might it look like for those who have made Haymarket Park a staple of their summers in years past?
Well, we will try to create the same fun, family, affordable atmosphere that we've had for the 19 seasons up to 2021. We have already created a COVID-19 readiness action plan for Haymarket Park with new operating procedures. We want to be proactive. We want to keep our community safe and all the people that are attending the games. And we'll create some initiatives and mitigate this coronavirus threat to the staff, players, fans, and guests that come out here. We'll be working with the University of Nebraska on all those types of operating procedures that we'll need to put in place. It will be different, but it will come alive again for all families to attend games at Haymarket next year. So, but it will definitely be a different experience, but we will actually have plans in place to make sure it's safe.
Well, Charlie, we've got MJ checking in, and MJ asks, is there any chance Homer might be able to stop by any birthday parties this year?
There's a possibility of that. Again, it's all the social distancing and that type of thing. Please reach out to us here, and we'll see if we can coordinate and work out a Homer appearance for a birthday party. He loves to go to those as well. So thanks for the question.
Interesting to have Homer social distance as well. You kind of alluded to it a couple of questions back, but when baseball returns to Haymarket Park in 2021, it will be a celebration of 20 seasons for the Saltdogs, 20 years after everything got started. What can fans expect? What was planned this year as a celebration that fans can expect, in 2021?
Well, we had a whole list of giveaways and that type of thing that are already set in place. We had some bobbleheads that we were doing that were unique and different for 2020. We had a bucket hat giveaway. We had a baseball giveaway. So we've got all these things already in packaged, and they're here that we'll use for the 2021 season. So we'll continue to celebrate basically the 2020 season and the 2021 season, as our 20th season will happen in 2021. So, I know it's, again, I know it's very disappointing for fans. I know staff's disappointed, even our food and beverage operations, all the different things that happen here. There's so many things, even from our PA, our organ player, and people I've talked to. We're going to celebrate here. We're going to get through this. Jim Abel has a great slogan that he mentioned to all of us managers at the NEPCO weekly COVID-19 calls. He said, stay positive, don't test positive. And I think that's one great slogan that we should all try to work and live by each and every day as we try to work through this pandemic.
It's funny you say that. A little earlier, Doug said, stay positive and it will come. And I thought to myself, I'll stay positive, but hopefully I'm never COVID-19 positive. Stuart also said, this is one of the most disappointing pieces of COVID-19 for our family. Really looking forward to next season. Of course, we are too. It's been disappointing for everybody. And Jason also checks in and says, been missing summer nights in the park. Bad last couple of weeks, perfect evenings. Really, they are perfect evenings. I guess the evenings are really still the same. I'm here in Texas. I don't know what the nights have been like up there, if they're hotter than normal like they have been down here. But yeah, we do miss all of that as well. Curtis checks in and he asks, Charlie, will we still use host families next year?
Absolutely. And that was one of the challenges here with the whole COVID-19 with host family, the host family program, and social distancing, and bringing players in from all over the country or / all over the world created some different challenges and factors that we need to consider and think about as we work through this. But yes, we will use the host families, and it's great to have those host family partners that we've had over the last 19 seasons. It's a great opportunity for the players as well as those families to get and meet the Salt Dog players each and every summer.
This is a good question from Doug too. Will fan gear still be available? If so, where? And can I purchase the red, white, and blue jersey to support the team?
Yeah, the merchandise, you can go online to our merchandise store and purchase online. You can actually even call into the Salt Dogs office and do curbside pickup. So we'll be glad to help anybody out as far as anybody looking for Salt Dog gear. We did get all those things had been pre-ordered and ordered back in December, January. And so we've got new t-shirts, new apparel in the store. And so if people are interested in getting dressed up with some Salt Dog gear for 2020 here before the 2021 season, give us a call.
Yvonne Marine, one of our favorites, one of the fan favorites, says, God bless you guys. Be safe. You too, Yvonne. Hopefully everything's okay with you and the season moving forward for those players who do participate in the 6-team American Association plan. Also, Bernice asks, who didn't let the dogs out? I don't know if I have a good answer for that one, Charlie. Last question, at least from me. Again, if you guys have any questions, drop those in the comments, and we'll try and answer as many as we can. We got a few minutes left here. But my question personally is about the health of the entire league moving forward. I mean, it's going to be strange that 6 teams play and 6 teams don't play. I know there's a ton of discussion about what's happening in the affiliated minor league baseball ranks and restructuring there. But from an independent baseball perspective, what do you think that the league's going to look like from a health and safety perspective and just an overall structure perspective in 2021 and beyond?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. We're not the only team disappointed here. There's 5 other teams in the league that are not playing either. A couple teams in Texas, Sioux City, ourselves, Kansas City, and Gary are not playing, and they had that tough decision as well. The supplemental draft's happening tomorrow, so hopefully some of these players on our rosters will get to play summer baseball here in the American Association. I think there's possible expansion happening in Texas in 2021. So the league could be growing by 2 more teams. What's this pandemic have? What effect does it have on other teams in the league? I think we'll all be back come 2021. And I think there could be 2 more teams in Texas that will join us to get to a 14-team league. The other thing that's, I think, the real uncertainty here is minor league baseball and them not playing at all this year, whether and they were always already looking at trying to reduce the number of minor league affiliated teams. That whole process will have some shakeout effect as well. So there could be some other markets that open up that could look at coming into the American Association. So I think there's a lot of bright spots to look forward to in 2021. Obviously, this pandemic has had a significant impact on our league. Look what it's done. I mean, there's 6 teams playing, 6 teams that are not playing. And hopefully this pod process will work. Come July 3rd here, there'll be baseball in Sioux Falls, Fargo, and Milwaukee. And we'll see what that looks like here the rest of the summer.
Matt has a question as well. Inquiring minds want to know about Beer Fest.
Yes, that's one thing that, whether what we want to try to maybe pull that off later this summer. Once all the government restrictions and that type of thing, if there's an opportunity for some other social events and that type of thing at Haymarket Park, we're going to look at that and consider that. I know Beer Fest is a fan favorite, and obviously this year it wouldn't be tied into a game. It would be just the Beer Fest event itself. So we'll see what the restrictions and what's happening here in Lincoln over the next couple months, and see if we can pull something off.
Last couple of comments. Stephanie says it's going to be a weird summer without baseball. We will miss you guys. Of course, we'll miss you as well, Stephanie. And the queen of Haymarket Park herself, Coriel, says, miss you all already. Hopefully we'll have Coriel back in 2021. I can't imagine a season now without her. But thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the questions. That's all I got on my end. Charlie, do you have any parting words for those who are tuning in?
Well, like I said earlier, stick with us. We'll be back here in 2021. It will look different. I think that's the thing that people need to understand. This pandemic has changed the way, the new normal and the way we're going to operate going forward. But stay positive. As Jim Abel said, don't test positive. And I think we, need to hopefully continue to stay safe, stay healthy, and 2021 will be better. That's my optimistic approach here, and we have a lot of work ahead of us.
straight from the man himself, President GM Charlie Meyer, joining us on the Saltdogs 2020 season cancellation question and answer. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the questions. Thank you again, Charlie, for all of the insight, and also a big thanks back at what do we want to call it? Haymarket Park Studios or something like that. Adam's back there doing a great job engineering all this. Big thanks to him. Actually, one more question from Jeff Moats. With the 6 teams remaining to play a shortened season, was it impossible for Lincoln to adjust to that schedule and get the necessary games in? I guess, Charlie, just one more time, what you talked about off the top of the broadcast.
Well, it was tough. The decision was tough. And I mean, the thing was, is I really didn't really want to take our baseball operations and front office operations and move it to either Sioux Falls or Fargo or one of the other cities. And we would have been housed there for the summer. Until the government restrictions were getting lifted, it was too difficult for us to try to figure that out. And there was just so many factors from travel, the economics of it, and that type of thing. The shortened season, I mean, we knew all along, but when we moved it to a July thing and postponed it from May 22nd or May 19th, we knew it was going to be 70, 80 games possibly, or even 60 games. But it was difficult. And I know there's another key partner of ours, KFOR, KLMS, Jeff Moats, and the crew over there are great to work with. And it's very disappointing that we're not able to play baseball at Haymarket here this summer. But we wanted to play games here as well as playing games on the road, because that's our revenue train as far as getting people to come to the games and help cover the expenses.
Well, thanks again, Charlie. Thanks for the question, Jeff. Miss hanging out with you guys, talking to you guys during the season. Hopefully we'll be able to resume that without a whole lot of issues in 2021. Again, thanks to everybody for the comments, the questions. Hopefully everybody's well. We'll stay in touch here through social media and on saltdogs.com. And one last thanks to Adam in the behind the scenes, making all of this run to me pretty well. Looked pretty good for a first time. So thanks again, Charlie, and thanks to everybody. This is officially the end of our Saltdogs question and answer. Stay safe, stay positive, don't test positive.
There we go. Good job, Michael. Talk to you soon.